Thank you, Reverend Clergy, Senator Menendez, Governor Christie, former governors, members of the legislature, County Executive DeGise, freeholders, members of the judiciary, Mayor Gilley, mayors, council people, the labor leaders who are here today, most importantly, my mom, my dad, and my family sitting right here in the front. And finally, to all of you who came here today and called this great city home, welcome and thank you for coming. Jersey City touches Lady Liberty. Jersey City has in many ways been a symbol of America as a whole. It's about the historic struggles of immigrants arriving from foreign shores, the task of forging a single people, one single beloved community from the rich diversity of world's faiths, languages, and races. You see, Jersey City was destined to be that place where families landed to begin life anew. Jersey City was destined also to be that place where people sacrificed not their faith or traditions, but raised their children in ancient practices while offering them the American dream. Jersey City was also destined to be that place where, despite not sharing a common historical faith, history, language, or culture, we've been united in the single belief of the gift which are freedom and the hope of America as a whole. Jersey City was destined to be that place in our history, and so it shall be again today. From this day forward, my administration forged with the value ideas of Jersey City not only as a place of hope, but also a place of opportunity, where government is not an end to its own selfish needs, but serves the people for whom it was purposed. Service is a clarion call for my family. From a family of Holocaust survivors that immigrated here for an opportunity to provide a better life for their children, like many of you, is born my sentiment that whether it is service in the Marine Corps, or service on the City Council, or those servants, public teachers, employees here today, service has always been understood as the price for a life well lived. And as my fellow Marines know, the Creed of the United States Marine Corps, Semper Fidelis, calls upon us to be faithful to this nation in the service that is required. See, for me, indeed, service was a partial payment for the cost of citizenship. It was a principled way for me to recognize the hard work of my parents, their sweat equity, that can only be fulfilled in this nation, in this state, because as Governor Christie and other governors know, America, this state, and Jersey City rewards persistence, resolve, and hard work. And whether it was my grandparents, Senator Menendez's parents coming from Cuba, Governor Burns' parents coming from Ireland, all of our families are blessed with the opportunity to know and believe in the promise of America. And Jersey City has always been home to those seeking opportunity for this new American life. If you think about it, ever since Major Light Horse Harry Lee attacked the British during the Revolutionary War here in Jersey City in 1779, Jersey City has played a critical role as a gateway to opportunity for the entire nation. If you think about the 60,000 former courageous slaves who reached Jersey City on those treacherous underground railroads in the 19th century, or if you think about the immigrants who sought the golden door of the American dream in the early 20th centuries, or even if you think about today, the Latino, Arab, and Asian Pacific families who have recently revived our old neighborhoods, Jersey City has always been a gateway to America. And as Alexander Hamilton so boldly exclaimed, and I quote, "On the west bank of the Hudson River, a great city shall rise." So, in many ways, Jersey City is a beacon of things to come in America as a whole. It's a community which harbors great challenges, great hopes, and aspirations of America. However, Jersey City's history, like many other cities, has also struggled with forging one single community. Our history here, if you think about it, was to build great manufacturing enterprises and then their eventual collapse. We saw the flight of the middle class out of the city. We've seen the urban decline and the rising crime. Then the rebuilding of our coastline with gleaming new beautiful buildings. We've seen the disparity of income between that old folks and those older forgotten neighborhoods. We've seen the dysfunction of a political system which promised too much to too many while delivering too little to too few. And then today, most tragically, and indeed shamefully, it If you think about today, the failure to properly educate our children. Had we educated our children to the fullest measure of their gifts, many of our problems would not have been so unwieldy. But we didn't. Education, a basic promise of that American dream I mentioned earlier, was slowly sacrificed on the altar of political compromise and failing standards. We, as a community, must do right by our children. We must demonstrate to the state and nation that here in Jersey City, education and training is going to be our most precious legacy. Our schools are the place where the transmission of knowledge, the hope for a better life, the promise of that American dream I mentioned is either fulfilled or it lapses and then it dies. For education and workforce training, the seeking of a job and the prospect of work must be a cornerstone for every single Jersey City resident. See, Jersey City must not only improve the education of our children, but we must also align the training of skills to the creation of those jobs. While we continue here to attract investment in our city, we have a responsibility and actually a duty here to ensure that the capital investment that's coming into the city is matched with an investment in training. Here from the carpenters, the operating engineers, and 32 BJ know, we have to ensure that workers receive quality training for real work opportunities. It is essential. Today, in Jersey City, the lack of alignment between education and training and job opportunities is a challenge we must overcome. And working with labor and business, houses of worship, nonprofits, Jersey City will link training to jobs for the benefit of the families. Here in Jersey City, the percentage of unemployed young is tragically high, particularly among young men of color. We must make every single effort to find a path of training toward employment. And if gang violence, addiction, and prison have become the all too common end for our young, then we have to make every effort to reclaim their youthful promise toward a healthy, productive, and law-abiding life. Is suffering from addiction, served jail or prison time, languished in homelessness, it is not our option to discard them. Actually, our obligation only intensifies to reclaim that lost young life. As it was instilled in me in the United States Marine Corps, leave nobody behind. Jersey City, and indeed America, cannot lapse into the world of haves versus have-nots, and it is my commitment to change this tide here in Jersey City. See, as the son of immigrant parents, there is nothing more important to me than the idea of education and training. My parents, sitting here in the front row, left the dysfunction of communism to search for opportunity here, to start a business here, to work hard here, and to give back here. See, my grandfather, many people don't know, worked for 30 years in a plastic manufacturing company on West Side Avenue so that he could ensure that I would have a better opportunity than he did. Good schools, sound job training will strengthen our communities and neighborhoods. Education, job training, and a good job will bolster our families, our neighborhoods, and our cities. As the Jersey City community is built, it's built with our differences as well as our similarities as one of the most ethnically and racially diverse cities in the world. We understand and we are committed here going forward to the creation of what Dr. King called the beloved community. Whether it's the office parks and condominiums here in downtown, or the artists in Bergen Lafayette, or the family and houses and apartment buildings in the Heights, we rise or fall as a single community. The success of our downtown needs to be linked to job opportunities for the graduates of Steiner or Dickinson or all of our high schools. We must be creating pathways to link the jobs of tomorrow with the education.